The Democrats are not very happy that President Trump gets another Supreme Court pick, and they're saying that as a courtesy, since it's an election year, he should wait until after the election, and then the winner should decide. But when the exact same scenario happened in 2016 when Antonin Scalia passed away, they said that the seat needed to be filled immediately. In fact, they started the hashtag #DoYourJob, and Chuck Schumer tweeted out, "Attention GOP, the Senate has confirmed 17 Supreme Court justices in presidential election years." Every Democrat agreed, and they were furious with Mitch McConnell, who still controls the Senate, for deciding to exercise his authority and put the vote off until after the election because, well, that's his right. On August 31st, 2016, just about 2 months before the election, Barack Obama was urging the Senate to vote on a new Supreme Court justice. But we don't just have the tweets from the Democrats saying that a seated president in an election year must nominate a replacement if a Supreme Court seat opens up, and that the Senate must vote. We have the video, too.
Article 2 of the Constitution clearly states, whenever there is a vacancy in one of the courts created by the Constitution itself, the Supreme Court of the United States, the President shall, not may, the President shall appoint someone to fill the vacancy with the advice and consent of the United States Senate. And advice and consent includes consulting and voting.
There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be strict interpreters of the Constitution suddenly reading into it a whole series of provisions that are not there. There is more than enough time for the Senate to consider in a thoughtful way the record of a nominee that I present and to make a decision.
Every day that goes by without a ninth justice is another day the American people's business is not getting done.
The Supreme Court needs 9 justices.
The consequences of the Supreme Court being without all 9 justices for so long can hardly be overstated.
The Supreme Court needs a full complement of justices on the bench.
The Supreme Court of the United States has 9 members, not 8. We need that 9th member.
We have 8 people when we're supposed to have 9.
It matters if the Supreme Court is not fully operational and gridlocks in a 4-4 tie.
There is a responsibility. We, in fact, have a full Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court will still be operating without a 9th justice. I do not believe that was the intention of our framers.
I mean, the problem is they don't have a 9th justice, so that will continue to be a problem.
Mitch McConnell decided to pass on their requests, which is perfectly within his right as the Senate Majority Leader. And then after the election, President Trump was able to nominate a replacement, Neil Gorsuch, and the Senate voted to confirm. Of course, that meant that the person Barack Obama wanted to fill the seat, Merrick Garland, didn't. But this time around, Mitch McConnell has decided to take the Democrats' advice from 2016 and exercise his authority to move ahead with the vote. And since John McCain's not around anymore to whisper sweet neocon nothings into Lindsey Graham's ear, he says that he's ready to move ahead and that we have the votes.
We've got the votes to confirm Justice Ginsburg replacement before the election. We're going to move forward in the committee. We're going to report the nomination out of the committee to the floor of the United States Senate so we can vote before the election. That's the constitutional process. After Kavanaugh, everything changed with me. They're not going to intimidate me, Mitch McConnell, or anybody else. We're going to have a process that you'll be proud of. The nominee is going to be supported by every Republican in the Judiciary Committee, and we've got the votes to confirm the justice on the floor of the Senate before the election, and that's what's coming.
Democrats are not happy that this might actually happen, so they're talking about impeaching the president again in the next month and a half.
Senate Democrats this morning playing their cards kind of close to the chest about what's on the table, but it is clear no options are off the table to try and block President Trump's upcoming nominee to the Supreme Court. And in the arsenal as of this morning, maybe another impeachment inquiry. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is not ruling that out as a way to delay a Senate vote as much as possible.
Yes, they're going to try to impeach him for doing his job.
Some have mentioned the possibility, if they try to push through a nominee in a lame duck session, that you in the House could move to impeach President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination.
Well, we have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now. But the fact is
that it's fully within the president and the Senate's authority to move ahead and fill the seat as soon as possible. On CNN's Comedy Hour, Don Lemon revealed more Democrat plans.
You're going to have people in the exact position they are right now, Don, which is no matter what happens, everybody sticks with their team.
We're going to have to blow up the entire system. And you know what we're going to have to do?
No, I don't know.
You know what we're going to? Yes,
Yeah.
what you have to do?
You just got to vote.
Honestly, from what your closing argument is, you're going to have to get rid of the Electoral College. Because the people...
I don't see it.
Because the minority in this country decides who the judges are and they decide who the president is.
But you need a constitutional amendment to do that.
And if Joe Biden wins, Democrats can sack the courts and they can do that amendment and they can get it passed.
Well, you need 2/3 vote in the Congress and 3/4 of the state legislatures.
They may be able to do that.
The Democrats are tipping their hand and are openly admitting that if they take over 2/3 of the House and take over the Senate, that they're going to pack the Supreme Court, meaning they're going to add a bunch of more liberal justices there, even though there had been 9 justices since 1860.
If the Republicans manage to essentially steal a second Supreme Court seat, the only way that we restore fairness is for Congress to pass an act expanding the court.
Do you say Democrats, if they get back the Senate in this election in November, should then move to expand the Supreme Court?
Are you in favor of trying to expand the numbers of justices on the Supreme Court?
Like the idea of eliminating the filibuster. Should they do that?
As you know, some Democrats are openly threatening to try to pack the Supreme Court with additional justices. Would you agree with that?
Potentially changing the number of justices on the court, changing the filibuster, changing the number of states in the union.
Adding seats to the Supreme Court and getting rid of the filibuster. Do you support those two things?
You know, there is nothing in the Constitution that says there has to be 9 Supreme Court justices.
One response from the Democrats might be to pack the court.
What we'll do is very simple. We'll add D.C. and Puerto Rico as states. That's 4 new senators. We'll add 2 new Supreme Court justices.
Will they really add the 2 seats?
Why wouldn't they?
So buckle up, because if you thought Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing was a circus, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, by the way, have you seen my new Defund Fake News shirt? It's a great way to fund real news like me and help spread the word about the fake news. Like all of my designs, it's available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.